Greedy prince. Harry is desperate to fight for his privileges after leaving his life as a working royal. Hello and a very warm welcome back to the Sussex Daily News Channel. The British Home Office has stated that they will try to recover all the costs from the case from Harry. The reason being is that it has put a strain on public funds. The Home Office has said that even if the offer to pay for security had been passed to RAVEC or not is irrelevant. It would not have helped in the decision-making process because one simply cannot pay for a service that does not exist. Nobody can pay privately for the services of the police. Harry has continued to defend himself, saying that because he is in line of succession, it gives him the right to have high-level protection. Harry had declined the offer of protection on a case-by-case basis. But it is more than fair, since this is exactly what Princess Anne and Prince Edward get. These royals are offered protection when they are working on behalf of the Queen and undertaking public engagements. Harry's lawyer Fatima has argued that the government has provided state security for the working royals who are in the immediate line of succession. In other words, referring to Prince William. Those who are in the immediate line of succession are William and his children, and not Harry. If the Cambridge children had not been born, things would have turned out differently. Harry has always claimed that he has been a security risk ever since birth, but now we see him living in a country where everyone is permitted to carry a gun. Yet Harry does not see this as a risk. Prince Harry has claimed that he had offered to pay for security in January and April 2020. This, however, was not passed to the RAVEC. If Harry said that he had offered to pay for security and did not, it suggests defamation. It is very difficult to believe people who constantly lie and use their public relations team to create more lies. Prince Harry and Meghan had tried very hard to obtain 24/7 security in 2020 when they travelled anywhere in the world, and they wanted the United Kingdom to pay for it. The Sussex's PR team had offered to pay for security for private travel. They saw this as a compromise. But you simply cannot pay the Metropolitan Police privately. It was a hollow offer, and it was bound to be rejected. Harry had wanted an independent decision, but he also wanted to be involved in all the discussions. How could that be independent? Because he would try to influence the decision. Harry's lawyer Fatima says that it was unfair that Harry was not allowed to address the RAVEC. Therefore, he had been denied the opportunity to object to the fact that certain members of the royal family had been involved in the discussions. Harry believes that because he is entitled, he can create rights for himself. There have been significant tensions between Harry and the Queen's private secretary, Sir Edward Young. Harry had, in court, said that the Queen's private secretary basically stuck his oar in when he should not have been involved. and he did not communicate key information to the committee who decided what level of security the Sussexes should be entitled to. Harry would love to see Sir Edward being fired, as this would leave the coast clear for him to get to Granny. Harry's team have tried to avert claims of defamation. They stated that they did not suggest that any members of the royal household who had been involved in the decision had acted in bad faith. It was merely a suggestion. The decision as to whether the legal challenge will go ahead will be handed down by Justice Swift in a few weeks' time. However, since Harry has now filed another application for judicial review, it is looking highly unlikely. It is difficult to know exactly what is going on because many parts of the case are being held behind closed doors. It is difficult to make an accurate assessment, as witness statements will always remain confidential. Harry has claimed that an article about him in the Mail on Sunday has defamed him. Justice Nicklin has agreed on a preliminary hearing in order to ascertain if there is a case or not. Headlines in the media have misled the public because they say that this is a win for Harry. It is not. It is merely a legal procedure. What could damage to the Sussexes' reputation involve? The mention of the couple in a negative light could mean that future work contracts could be cancelled, and they would want to seek compensation for this. If Netflix cancels Harry's contract, he may try to claim that it was a result of the publication of the article. Harry is responsible for the fact that his reputation has been tarnished. His popularity has declined over the years. Netflix is aware of the fact of all the negative press coverage. A recent article would therefore not be seen as the most important factor in Harry's contract with Netflix being cancelled. There are a number of defences to defamation that are important in this case. In order to determine if any of the accusations were truthful, one would have to look at the article to see if they contained honest and fair opinions as well as comments. Is the claimed defamation subjective? And is it in public interests? I believe that it is, as the government is having to defend the case by reporting on it, and it is using the public funds in order to do so. There are many gaps in the stories that the Sussexes have told. Harry and Meghan give their own versions of stories in statements. More information could be added from time to time, and accounts might change. I will try my best to sum up the case. Harry is claiming defamation based on the following facts. Harry had lied by saying in a statement that he had only offered to pay for police protection in June 2021. The Home Office has stated that it is a fact that no offer was made prior to this date. According to recent statements, it has now been claimed that offers were indeed made in January and April 2020. However, these offers had not been passed on to the relevant parties. The ANL, which is the publisher for the Daily Mail, stated what the court documents said at the time. If the documents are found to be defamatory, then the Home Office would also be guilty. Harry has said that the ANL had tried to manipulate and confuse its readers. I think, however, that we are all confused. There should really only be one story. If Harry had indeed offered to pay, it should have been done in writing and submitted formally to the RAVEC. However, the RAVEC would have declined it immediately, as well as any further subsequent offers in the future. The Sussex's PR team had issued statements that claims that legitimate offers to pay for police protection had been made. However, these offers do not seem to be formal or official. Any reasonable person of sound mind knows that you cannot privately pay for a public service. The claim could not have tarnished Harry's reputation because the Sussex public relations team had already made these claims back in 2020, and they were ignored. Therefore, a repetition of them in 2021 would simply not have made any difference at all. And then Harry had tried to cover up his legal challenge against the government. He was, after all, trying to get police protection paid from public funds. The case would have eventually become public news at some stage, because the Home Office is a public service. Harry and Meghan have tried to get public funds for police protection since 2020. When their request had been denied, they then tried to offer to pay for it, but they knew that this service did not exist. Harry just keeps on persisting with this case, claiming that he has the right to public-funded protection. And if he does not get it, then perhaps he should have the right to pay for it himself. Based on the fact that one is correct until proved otherwise, Harry has tried to keep the case private. He had sought a confidentiality order, which could be the reason why he was angry that all was made public. Harry is relentless in his claim that he is entitled to police protection, which is funded through public funds. The case still has a long way to go. The topic that is being discussed is a live, ongoing case. There could very well be other facts that affect it in the future. There is bound to be additional information as well as amended statements. And you, what do you think about Harry and the court case? Please tell me what your opinions are in the comment section below. Do not forget to like and share my video with anyone you know who would love it. And please subscribe to the Sussex Daily News channel to get more interesting videos in the future. Now thank you for watching. Goodbye and see you tomorrow.